Hey guys, so many people requested this video and I also got many comments about this topic, so I'm finally going to make this one. But first, let me acknowledge that the term black women is very general. If you think about it, there are so many different types of black women. If you think about like sub-Saharan African countries, people look very different in different countries. But for argument's sake, in this video, let's just use the term black women. So the question is, do Japanese men date black women? The short answer is of course yes, but I think you guys want the long answer, so I'm gonna give you the long answer. The first thing you should understand is the cultural context, because Japan is a very Asian country. Non-Asian residents in Japan are probably less than 0.1% according to the statistics I just googled. And the majority of non-Asian people in Japan are white, or at least part white. So the number of black people is just infinitesimally small. Especially black women, because you could see black men on the street in certain areas in Tokyo. But you know, if you talk about black women, you could be out in Tokyo the whole day without seeing a single black woman, unless you hang out in very touristy places, of course. The funny thing is, if you come to Japan, you will probably be many people's first ever black person they have spoken to in their lives. And this means that the only way that the average Japanese people get to know black women is through the media. But the media is the problem, because black women in Japanese media, they are almost non-existent. We have some black celebrities in Japan, but they are all men. Now, some of you might want to say, what about Beyonce? What about Rihanna? But the thing is, the influence of Western music is quite limited in Japan. Of course, you hear American top 40 stuff on the street in Tokyo, but most Japanese people prefer, or they exclusively listen to Japanese music, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in itself. But my point is, many Japanese men are completely unfamiliar with black women. So in my interview videos, I often ask Japanese men about black women, and they can say what they think about black women. But the thing is, you shouldn't take those comments seriously, because the chances are they really don't know what they are talking about. And I also ask what countries have beautiful women, and if they don't say Kenya or Jamaica, it's not because they don't find black Kenyan or Jamaican girls attractive. It's simply because they don't have any references. And an interesting observation is that if you come to Japan, it is quite likely that you will meet a lot of Japanese men who are into either hip-hop or reggae. And the reason is simple, because those music videos tend to show a lot of beautiful black women, so they tend to have very positive associations. Now, a more fundamental question is why Japanese media doesn't show black women, even though they show plenty of white women. And this is a very important question. However, this tendency is hardly a Japan-only thing, and it should be discussed in a broader context of racial biases in the world. But unfortunately, this is out of the scope of this video because the issue is too big. So the situation for black women in Japan doesn't seem particularly promising. However, here is a plot twist. Many of them actually seem quite popular. I have met many black women in Japan, and I've asked out some of them, and you know what? They invariably had boyfriends because they were so incredibly popular. It turned out finding a date was never really a challenge for them. Their problems were more like, you know, finding the right guy, understanding each other's culture, or communicating effectively. But hey, who doesn't have those problems? Of course, I'm not saying that all Japanese men are up for dating black women. I've met many Japanese men who explicitly said that they would only date Japanese women or other Asian women. But at the same time, I have the impression that more Japanese men than we think are interested in dating outside their own ethnicity, including black women. Many of them just might be curious, but curiosity can turn into something more permanent or genuine once you get to know each other. In the end, men are men. There's not much we can do to resist cute girls, and there is many cute black girls on this planet. So, if you want to know more about actual black women's experiences in Japan, my book features 2 African American women who are married to Japanese men, and you can read all about their experiences, so check it out. I'm also taking over this meetup group for black women and Asian men in Tokyo because this is a funny story, but the organizer was losing interest and the group was on the verge of disappearing, which was too bad, so I basically bailed it out. The link is in the description, so if you live around Tokyo, you should join. And lastly, if you want more videos like this, please let me know in the comment section because I'm not sure, I think interview videos are generally more interesting. Alright guys, that's it for today and see you guys later. Potato, ciao ciao!